Hi everyone, it's Raina. This is a daily tarot reading for November 27th, 2018. And I have picked 3 tarot cards from the Morgan Greer deck and an oracle card from the Universe Has Your Back deck for a daily message. This is an experiment I'm doing, and I think I'm going to take it up to early January. So we'll see how it goes. See if I can stick with it every day. And so let's start with these tarot cards and see what messages come through. The first card I have is the Judgment card. And this is a card connected with the planet Pluto. What you reap what you sow. What's the other way of putting it? Cause and effect. But this is, the Judgment card is a card of rebirth. So some people may actually be feeling like they are going through a new cycle. And in the tarot, the actual last card is the World card. So this is not the last card, and so it's not the utter end. But maybe you're starting to feel stirrings of new beginnings. Maybe they're not here yet. Maybe they're just kind of hints at it. And perhaps in the new year, things will really start to feel much more like you're coming into your own, because there are astrological reasons for this, even as early as the second week in December. And we actually are going to have a few months of no personal planets retrograding. So that will definitely feel quite different than we felt in 2018. And we do have a solar eclipse right after the new year too, like on the 5th. So that is definitely a fresh start. But as I say, that feeling of rebirth may be coming now. And so let's look at the other 2 cards, because this is a very important one, I feel. The 4 of Swords is a card of reflection and, retreat. It's renewal. And I live in the Chicago area, and we just got socked with a lot of snow. And I was just thinking today, as I was trying to go grocery shopping and walking around, and there's all this ice, and it wasn't that easy to get around, but there's a feeling of, I don't know how you would put it. It is kind of like a retreat from the action in winter, when you have that excuse to stay inside a lot. And, I was just talking to my partner, and he was saying when it's nice out, you feel like guilty staying indoors. So this is a great time to take advantage of that. Now I realize some of you down under are, or all of you down under, are experiencing summer, not winter. So it's not going to be the same for you, but you can still experience the 4 of Swords. And with the Judgment card, we're looking at this idea of understanding how our actions create future reactions. And because the 4 of Swords is about reflection, it really allows us that opportunity to see how we create our own reality, so that we're not like scratching our heads when something happens and say, how did this occur? But we can clearly see the line of when it went bad and how we participated in it, because it really sucks when you feel like a victim. And it's not about blaming yourself for everything. Blame is just another form of it's almost like shaming yourself if you're doing it to yourself. It doesn't really accomplish anything either. It's really about reflection rather than blame. And there may be something that's going on in your life that's connected to the Judgment card in a literal sense. Maybe you're having some kind of legal matter, and you're wondering, like, how is this going to turn out? maybe there are uncomfortable feelings that are coming up. The other tarot card I got was the Five of Cups. And I think this is important in those particular instances. If you are going through something literally legal, you see the two cups that remain and the person has their back turned to those two cups. It's like not seeing the silver lining of a situation. And in terms of what the Five of Cups represents, it represents grief and, you know, feeling like you have lost something on the emotional level, okay? And I think that in some cases, this is because you are feeling like whatever this, if this is a legal situation, for instance, you're feeling like you didn't know that person as well as you thought you did. And this could be a family member if this is like an inheritance issue, or a soon-to-be ex-spouse, and you feel like, gosh, you know, the way that they act during this time is ugly, and it makes it even harder to go through such a situation. But in a way, it shouldn't be harder. It should actually be easier, because now you see their true colors. And the other thing about this, if it has nothing to do with a legal decision, if you're feeling a sense of loss in any area of your life, maybe it's work-wise, if you lost your job or you didn't get that promotion that you wanted or that raise, cause and effect by the Judgment card is important to consider. And that's what the Four of Swords is about, is taking time to sit with your feelings, okay? You know, it's very interesting because swords connect to the air signs. So we're talking about Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the air signs are coming from the intellect. So when I say sit with your feelings, and this would be that Five of Cups, the feelings are raw, perhaps. You may be filled with a sense of regret about something, and it's not easy to sit with those feelings. With the Four of Swords, you're creating an environment for yourself where you are able to look at whatever has transpired in an objective way. The cups, to me, are very subjective because they're the water signs and they're emotional, so they're personal. The swords are masculine energy, and it's yang, and it's, to me, it's impersonal, and therefore it's more objective. And it's very important to be objective when you're looking at your emotions, because even though you may feel something acutely and it's very personal to you, you have to look beyond yourself because there are other people involved. There's the other person or people that maybe the Judgment card represents, and you are seeing things from your own perspective, but there are other perspectives. And sometimes we get so totally lost in our own perspective that we don't see the higher picture, the bigger picture. So let's look at the universe has your back. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. And this particular deck does, you know, correspond with the Course in Miracles, and love is a very important component of that. And well, let me leave this out. I don't know why I always feel like I should put that there. What can I say about that card? Well, the inner light, I would say, would be your higher self, honestly. And that is going to be kind of the more perspective that is connected to God. Because a lot of times, I mean, if you think about it, people are very much, even they may struggle with self-esteem. And so the inner light to them may not be there. They may not feel like they have that within themselves. And everybody does, obviously. But some people are very covered because they have like a very big pain body and things like that. And it seems that they are the ones that struggle with connecting to their higher self. And so when you see things through the lens of love, you're able to let go of the judgment of others, no matter what they've done. It doesn't mean that you condone it, but you're not destroyed by it. You're not in grief over it, because you realize that you love yourself and you love them for their good qualities. And even if you have to part from somebody, you still can wish them well. You don't have to turn it into something ugly. And it doesn't have to be just a marriage. It could be an inheritance issue, anything that has brought you together with another person, maybe legally. Even if you lose a promotion and there was a conniving coworker who you feel did something behind your back, it doesn't even matter. You know that you have something to give to others that is not destroyed by anybody else's negativity, and that's the most important thing. And that's what your inner light really is. It never goes out. There's only, they say there's no such thing as darkness. There's just an absence of the light, the light being turned off. But the light is always there. You can always turn on the light switch. And this is like talking about evil. Does evil really exist? Some people believe that only ignorance exists, and ignorance is a lack of light. It's a lack of being in touch with your inner light. And when people are, they can do all kinds of things that are very destructive to others. And so that Five of Cups could be you grieving something that somebody else has done to you. And it's obvious that they've done that to you. There's no question. But you don't have to be destroyed by that. When you connect with your divine nature, you're never in darkness, and you never have to be away from the light. And so anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.